AJ Francis at Radio Row. AJ, Radio Row, what have you noticed about the way Radio Row kind of operates?
It's funny because obviously a lot of people know me from wrestling, but a lot of people here know me from my time in the NFL. Like you just saw, I was just talking to Gerald McCoy. We were teammates on the Bucks. He was talking about how much he loves what I'm doing at wrestling. I was talking about how much I love what he's doing with his second career in media. And but it's funny because I come here. Football is, at this point 6 years removed from my life. But like I come here and I'm reminded how much I did and how many friends and people I've met along the way. So it's really when I come out here.
So you've been on both sides of it.
Yeah.
Which training is harder, training for the NFL or training for wrestling? Because they're way different.
Yeah.
And you have some of the best athletes in the NFL, but you also have some of the best athletes in wrestling as well.
If we're talking about honestly, it's football and it's the NFL. And wrestlers hate when I say this, but it's not close. Like, you got to realize, like, in wrestling training, if you're good, the first 2-3 months are really hard. But after that point, you should really be getting used to it. At that point, the training isn't what should be hard. It's actually getting your character over, actually knowing how to incorporate your character into what you do in the ring, coming up with your own moveset, creating a comeback, learning how to sell. But, like, the training aspect of football never stops. Like, we might have a game on Sunday, but we're hitting on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when it comes to just strictly training and honestly, like, even like one football game is like 20 wrestling matches on the body. You know what I'm saying? Physically. So, at least for me, I'm a bigger guy. I don't have to bump as much.
Yeah.
For guys that have to bump a lot, I can see that might not be the case. But for me, I only bump 2-3 times a match, so I got it pretty much figured out.
So the Rey Mysterios of the world, the Finn Balor's, those guys, they have it tough.
For Rey Mysterio and Finn Balor, it's like war every time. You know what I'm saying? They're going out there, they're bumping 10, 15 times in a match, easy. If I bump 10, 15 times in a match, I'll come through the curtain and Hunter or now at TNA, Tommy Dreamer, be like, what the hell are you doing? You don't need to be doing all that. You're the biggest guy here. Like, you don't have to take that many bumps. I'm like, I'll never forget Matt Bloom at the Performance Center. I had a match, my first match. I was like fresh off the Indies. I did a year on the Indies after I left the NFL, and I was like, man, I'm gonna be showing I can really wrestle. And I put on an indie match, as I call it. And Matt Bloom came to me afterwards. Was like, great match, but you don't gotta work that hard. And I was like, I was like, what do you mean? And he explained to me, like, bro, you're bumping too much, you're moving too much, like, slow it down, be the big guy, take the ring, show control, take your time. And I was like, oh. And that day, light bulb, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's been easy for me.
So for some people that may not understand what the transition's like, what made you say to yourself after the NFL, hey, maybe wrestling is something I can give a chance to, and maybe that's my route to go in? What made that kind of click for you?
Honestly, I always wanted to be a wrestler.
Oh, really?
Before I wanted to play in the NFL. I mean, as a kid, I wanted to play in the NBA. But 6'5", 330 pounds is not ideal for basketball in the NBA, but it's perfect for football, right? So, it always helps to be a super athlete. That always helps. But honestly, like, I've always wanted to be a wrestler. Like, I wanted to be a wrestler my whole life. So I knew that when my football career was done, I was going to go to WWE. Like, to the point that my football career didn't end until 2018. But I bought a house in Orlando in 2015.
Okay.
Because I knew no matter how much time I have left, when my career is done, I'm going to NXT.
Wow.
Like, I already had that set in my mind. So, like,
You manifested.
I manifested it. So September 1st, 2018 was my last NFL game. And November 22nd, I think, 2018 was my first day training at Team 3D Academy. And then April 2019, I got my tryout. And January 2020, I got signed. So I knew what I wanted, and I went and got it.
Put through a table because it's 3D. Mm-hmm. You know how those guys are. So how quickly did you get put through a table?
Like gimmick things at their school, right? So I never did that there. But first table I went through was actually a plastic table in 2019 when I was on the Indies. It was a plastic announce table that I took a bump through. And because it was a real legit table, it didn't break down the middle, but my weight caused the legs to crumble. You know what I'm saying? So it was a crazy bump for sure.
You're obviously, I mean, a very personable guy. You're fun, energetic. Was that an easy transition on the mic? Because it's different when you have 18,000 people and 18,000 people have to buy it, whether they love you or they hate you. Was that kind of a hard transition to do that, to be on the mic?
Honestly, no. I've been on TV since I was 18 years old. I've been rapping since I was 12 years old. I've been making music professionally since I was 23. So, I had the gift of gab. I developed the gift of jab. And then, when I had an opportunity to get the mic, I showed that I deserved it. A lot of people, the mic is intimidating.
Yeah.
But to me, the mic helps me control the crowd. Like, you're not going to make me do anything. Do your little what chance. I'll play along, and then at the end of it, I'll say, idiot says what? And then they shut up that fast. It's so simple, and nobody does it. It just gets to them, and they're not sure what to do, and it throws them off. Nah, bro, I'm in control. I got the mic. You're gonna listen to me. I'm not gonna listen to you.
I love it.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna grab the mic and shove me out of the way and just start. Yeah, I know.
I could have gave you the best choke slam in the business through one of these tables.
Honestly, I would take it. I probably would take it. If whatever gets ratings, I'm all about it.
Okay, cool.
Let me ask you
I'll be here the next 2 days. Bring a table. I'll do it.
All right, there you go. Let me ask you, when you guys heard about the partnership between WWE and TNA, and then obviously Jordan just got signed by WWE, just what did that...
Joe was in the Rumble?
Yep, yeah, Joe was in the...
Fandango was on NXT last night?
That's what's crazy, but... does that kind of give you guys like, oh wow, like this is a new huge opportunity for us to kind of do some different things, especially doing that partnership with WWE?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's awesome, the partnership that they have. It's working for a lot of people. I mean, they ain't called me.
Not yet.
I ain't been a part of it, so I can't do it. We can do it, but I'm enjoying my time at TNA, and also the fact that like I'm happy for the people that. Like Joe Hendry. Like, I honestly, in character, I hate Joe Hendry. And I hate his guts, and I made him a star. That's actually not in character. That's a fact. But, now, a guy like Joe who's worked his ass off for 10, 15 years to get to this point, now he has the opportunity to perform in front of 60,000 people at the Royal Rumble and live a lifelong dream and be in the ring with John Cena and Roman Reigns. And I texted him, I told him, I said straight up, I said all the stuff he's done, all the run he's been on, all the crazy shit he's done, the only thing that I've ever been jealous of him is, not even being in the Rumble, that he got to eat a Roman Reigns spear before me. And I was like, you motherfucker.
So you'd be down to eat?
Oh, absolutely. That's my. People ask about a dream match. I used to always say The Rock, and obviously The Rock is still a dream match, but I don't know how many more matches Rock has.
Yeah.
Roman, I'm presuming, has a few more left than Rock.
Well, they keep on pushing Roman and The Rock.
Yeah,
We've been trying to get it for the last 4 years and nothing yet.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully it's this year, but it's not looking like it right now.
Did you see him eat the double? I called it a double because Seth put both feet on his head.
That was crazy. I've never seen Seth do that before.
He was angry.
I get it. It's in character, and he's trying to show how angry he is. But it looked so cool that it was like he should do that every time. I was like, oh my God, did he just kill Roman? Did he just kill him?
Well, Roman just disappeared. Nobody really even saw him leave. He just disappeared, and the whole focus was on CM Punk and Paul Heyman. But Paul Heyman sell on that though. He's like, what did you just do?
Paul's the best. Of all the people who are still in WWE, I talk to the most is Paul Heyman. As far as management goes, Paul is has always been one of my biggest backers and biggest believers. Paul is the best promo of all time. I will stand on that. I dare you to challenge that.
I would never.
And, I'm very grateful for the tutelage I've been able to get from him and the fact that he actually listens to the things that I send him and watches the videos I send him and watch. Because there's a lot of people in this business that'll say, yeah, send me something and I'll send you a mail. Oh, yeah, I'll get back. But they don't. Because they don't really give a fuck, to be honest with you. They only care about themselves. They don't care about progressing the business. They don't care about growing young talent. Paul Heyman is not like that. Paul Heyman, if he believes in you, he's going to give everything he has to you, and I am forever grateful to him for that.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I'm going to be quick. The day that he showed up without sleeping for a couple of days, when he was supposed to acknowledge Solo, wasn't that just one of the great, like, he said he had eaten like crap. He hadn't slept for a couple days, all this stuff so he could look. He hadn't shaved, didn't dye his hair. I mean, and he's not only, but he's not a WWE wrestler. He's a character. And for him to do that,
invested in that character. He's invested in that character so much that he becomes a method actor for it.
Yeah.
Like when they ask him, "Oh, what's it like? How are you still on this run right now?" He literally says, "I just attached my train to Roman Reigns. I was smart enough to do that." But he believes that. Yeah. Like he's in that. Like, yes, Paul Heyman could have attached himself to anybody and would have been successful because it's Paul Heyman. Yeah. But the fact that he's willing to be like, nah, it's Roman, man. He is his tribal chief. Yeah. Like he lives that. He breathes that. Exactly. And I acknowledge you, Roman. I acknowledge you.
There you go. Last two for me. What do you think is the favor that Paul Heyman owes CM Punk?
World title shot. I think a world title shot or a WrestleMania main event. Either or. But definitely probably a world title shot, I would think. So if Roman gets the title back, CM Punk's first in line, or it's just the main event. I would think the WrestleMania main event might be more important to him than if you ask Punk, would he rather have a world title match that opens the show or a match versus Roman Reigns that main events? He's going to take the main event.
That's true.
I would too.
Yeah, exactly. AJ, last one for me. We're only a month into the year of 2025. Mm-hmm. What is this year going to look like for you? What are you manifesting this year?
The TNA World Tag Team Championships for First Class, as well as bigger shows for TNA. I had my first world title main event this year against Nick Nemeth in Atlanta, sold out at Center Stage. Yep. So last year was a really good year for me. This year is going to be a really great year for me. So world tag team titles, maybe take the world title off Joe Hendry, choke slam him out of his believing boots, slap anybody that thinks that they're better than me in this business. That's a goal of mine.
I don't think I'm better than you.
Oh, there we go. There you go. You're smart. You're a quick learner.
Yeah.
Quick learner.
By the way, you've said his name a couple of times and he hasn't appeared, so I'm a little.
Because he's all show. He's all show. He's not the real deal. I'm the real deal in the flesh. Joe Hendry can't get in here without somebody getting him in here. You feel what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah, I'm a real star. That's how I made him.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, brother.